Hello,
Hello.
namaste, and welcome back to this beautiful soul family that you are, to the Soul to Soul Conversations podcast. I'm Caroline Crawford.
And I'm Paul Crawford. And we've had a break during September. Hurrah! We have both our birthdays and our wedding anniversary. So lots of celebrations going on. And we like to take that time off just so we can really just focus on us and our celebrations for that. But we're now back with season 6, and we've got lots of fascinating topics to be going through for this season. Really excited about that. And we are really, we're moving into this new energy. This further new energy. And we just wanted to talk about that and open that up a little bit more as to really how we can assist our own pathway and our own further expansion as that further change, those further changes come in, because there are a lot of changes, a lot of new energy, a lot of this growing, this growth, this as I say, this expansion that is taking place.
I think people now are really starting to reclaim their power, both on a personal level and that planetary collective level, because so much cosmic energy that is inspiring us is pouring continually, as you're probably well aware, continually pouring into the planet. And this is, it's not only helping raise our frequency, what it is, but it's also taking this big clearing. It's a lot of us have been doing, and I bet there's not one soul that isn't watching this that hasn't been doing their inner work, because as we clear that, it's rather like clearing the house, isn't it? We make space, and then we can bring light into that space, and we can converse with our inner selves about what new things will we want to bring into our life, what do we want to create with our life. And this is causing also a great liberation that's taking a place across the globe, I feel. And also it's helping us resonate much more closely, not only with our soul and our oversoul, but also with our spirit teams, our family of light, our non-physical teams that all of us have. Whether you communicate with them or not consciously, we can assure you that there are so many of your spirit family, your star families, that your soul families, benevolent beings that are always around you, always inspiring you, always wanting to uplift us and helping us to take this quantum leap towards this unity consciousness on this planet, but also beyond. But we are the ones that are really here to move and shake things up. So it's really important that we stay true to who we are, that we really listen to our inner selves and really express that, our desires, our dreams, and our intentions by really voicing them as well. It's so important that we voice our intentions, because as we do that, it becomes a sound, and that goes into the vibrational wave, and it comes to your ears, and then you consciously register that. And this is the moment when the physical body connects with the quantum body, and when you combine it into one, this is when the intention really goes forwards. So by verbalizing them, we're sending them out that then match these waves in the universe, these frequencies in the sound spectrum. And this is when they're going through that quantum field, and that message of intention then is really being heard as it's sent out through those waves, through those frequencies into the universe.
Yeah, and it is. And because we've so many now have been going through these different stages of cleansing and clearing and letting go, we're now emitting these like clarified frequencies within our own vibrational existence. And that means that we need to reassess as well our desires and express those new desires from this new existence that we're really undertaking now. And that really leads into what Caroline was saying about that vibrational energy, particularly when we vocalize things. It's a bit like throwing that pebble into some still water, and you get the ripple effect coming out from that. Well, that's the same as you vocalize your intentions, vocalize your desires, vocalize that inner clarity that is coming to the more from this expanded position of our soul. And it actually starts to really resonate out and create greater synchronicities, bring in those other further energies and that interaction with the universe and everything that exists within that and beyond. So it's not just about what we're doing, what we want, but it's also then interacting, should I say, with everything else in existence. It's creating a much higher vibrational frequency, energy, vibration into everything around us and everything that we are.
Yeah, but I think most of all, it's really about a time to focus on our internal world, on our heart, and creating that clarity and that understanding from what is truly desired from this place of awareness and authenticity. I mean, Paul and I had a conversation, I think it was yesterday, about how our desires and our intentions are changing. And I think that's an important thing, to not let things stagnate, because our oversoul and our soul is being really activated, if you like, and awakened in these times of ascension, in these times of expansion and these shifts of consciousness. So it's important that we do reflect inwardly, that we communicate with our higher selves, that we communicate. You know, I said to a client today, invite in the energy of your higher self, of your soul and your oversoul, because you'll start to feel those nuances and those intuitions that were really a part of your soul agreement before you even came onto the earth. And through this clarity and through this, if you like, this transformative energy that is rising up as we're shedding the old, we're then regenerating so much into our lives and remembering, aren't we, this great plan that we came here together to bring together and to manifest on the earth. And as I said, with this assistance and help from our soul family, our star family, our ancestors, the benevolent beings, our galactic family, the angelic beings, you know. And I hear people say, oh, you know, I don't know whether I'm aligned with angelic beings. Well, let us assure you that we are all aligned with angelic. We all have a team of so many great beings of light that want to inspire us and encourage us, and so we embody these new energies. And it's really that time to really do that and embrace these beautiful energies of growth and expansion that are emerging from this clearing work that we have been doing. And it's so important you share your ideas, isn't
Yeah,
it?
definitely. And one of the ideas that we were sharing was actually how we want to grow this channel. So if you would just like to take a little bit of time out, just to, if you haven't already done so, then please subscribe and hit that like button. And then really, if you'd just like to leave a comment or two down below, that would be fantastic. Really helps the algorithms. And that's going to help to generate this and get that word out there more, get that deeper understanding. And at the end of this video, we're also going to be asking you a question, so you can put answers for that down below as well. But part of that, as Karen was saying, and it really is because we're different people today than we were yesterday, than we were last month and last year. And I think the first thing is to really acknowledge that and acknowledge the changes that you've gone through, because all of a sudden, because we're living with ourselves every day, we don't necessarily realize just what changes have taken place. But when we more intentionally review ourselves from that greater energy of love, so we're doing it with a real openness and non-judgment, we can understand then in a much more defined way what our inner desires are. Those inner desires that are coming from, as Caroline mentioned, it's coming from our higher awareness, that expanded awareness, rather than our conscious thoughts.
Yeah.
We're always going to want physical things moving forward in life. That's part and parcel of being here in this physical world. But it's that greater vibrational energy that we're all starting to resonate now, that is becoming and taking on a newness to it that hasn't existed before on earth. And this is one of the reasons why we're here now, doing this work, doing this growth, allowing ourselves to become that expanded being that we truly are. That's our true existence, and everything that brings with it. And that vocalization from that point of clarity really will it starts to embody the truth of your being. And as you allow that to come into manifestation in a physical way, it interacts with every other level of existence.
I mean, we had an exciting conversation just the other night with a few friends, and I just said, I kind of heard something quite clairaudiently, and I said to them, just wanted to ask you a question. Do you think you'll end up living the rest of your lives in where we live now, in Sarasota, in Florida? And they all said no. And we said, well, where were you thinking of living? And it was interesting because we were all on the same page. We were like, wow, wouldn't that be great if we all went to this same place a little bit further north where there's mountains and cooler air and forests. So it's interesting that once you voice what you're thinking, your intentions and your desires, how that inspires others, but it also kind of gains momentum with those like-minded souls that you're sharing your life with. Because also I think it's good to remember that everyone that's in your life is more than likely part of your soul family, part of your soul group, part of your oversoul, that we're all fragments of that, and that we're all here to support one another and inspire one another. And somebody actually said to me, you really need to speak up your truth more. And I've been really thinking about that. And I know sometimes it maybe doesn't come across on this channel, but I can be quite shy and quite reserved at times and not say what I'm really thinking. So I'm going to really try and make the effort to change that. And I think that possibly comes from, and maybe you'll resonate with this, in the past, being criticised or being judged, particularly, in our younger years, and being perhaps even laughed at. So you learnt to keep quiet, to keep yourself safe. And that's something that went on for many years. So it's important that, as Paul says, we recognise how much we're growing and how much we're changing, not just month by month, but day by day, because our DNA is being fired up and activated by these cosmic energies that are coming in. So we really resonate and align with the truth of who we are, so we can bring in these new energies that are moving into these higher dimensional frequencies to really anchor that energy and transform that energy and that healing and that light, and letting our inner guide, our own higher self, our own soul, really be the instigator. Because it's too often we've looked outside because that's what we've been taught, almost programmed and conditioned to do. But as we reflect inwardly and come from this place that we've been clearing so much in these last few months, we'll begin to feel that stronger, louder, and yet beautiful voice of our soul that is helping us to evolve is helping us to shift in this consciousness and bring about a beautiful world of greater unity, of greater beauty, um, and of greater compassion and understanding and acceptance of one another. Not listening to these, sometimes political or even other voices that really try and drive this division, but come to the unity of your heart, because as we cultivate that unity and that discernment and peace within us, then that is what we have to offer to the world, and then that becomes a reflection back to us. So stand true in your power, stand true in your beliefs and your resolutions, and be true to yourselves. And that's how we're building this world that is already changing so much for the better.
Yeah, and we were just at an equinox celebration yesterday, and when they were calling in the directions, one of the directions they were talking about the golden eagle and how it has amazing eyesight, really clear with clarity, but it's from that elevated position as well. And I think that is as we allow ourselves to really resonate into that expanded energy, we're connecting more and more with our oversoul. We start to also almost like we're looking at life and looking at existence, looking at everything, all the experiences that we go through from that elevated position with a clarity of vision. And when they were talking about that, it really kind of resonated with the subject of what we're talking about here. And I don't know if you just want to just, close your eyes momentarily and just visualize yourself flying from that elevated position and looking down and connecting to everything that is going on. It allows you to bring about and bring into being the deeper understanding of your expanded self and of your oversoul.
Yeah.
And as you do that, you start to really see things for as they truly are, rather than, and through your eyes, through your existence, rather than through the eyes and existence of somebody else. So important.
It is. So just trust in the energy of your soul, of your higher self, of your team around you, and just allow this emergence of this deep creative and energetic force within you to rise up and to give voice to that. Because as you do that, it creates this wave and this building on more and more compassion, more and more expression, more joy in our lives. And taking that breath work, still remembering maybe on the hour each day to just take a few breaths and connect inwardly. I know we don't all have time to meditate for hours a day, but just having that momentary connection through 3 or 4 breaths will connect you and help you resonate more with that lovely creative force within you, the divine force, that sacred loving force that is within all of our hearts, that is wanting to share so much more as you work together through your soul agreements. So I can hear Jarama coming through. I'm always so thrilled to listen to what they have to say with their guidance and wisdom and their love for us. So welcome, Jarama.
Hello, my friends. We always welcome these opportunities to come and speak to you and to also not just share our words, but to share our vibrational energy with you. And sometimes it assists to go beyond the words and hear the frequencies and allow those frequencies to interact with you in a greater way. by removing certain distractions from you. And in this moment now, we would ask that you just close your eyes if it is safe for you to do so. And just allow yourself to now be with yourself. You might become more aware of your heart beating. You may become more aware of certain other noises that have taken place. And as you bring that awareness now to your breath, and allow everything else just to gradually disappear into the background, know that in this moment you are creating a stronger connection, a clearer connection to your true self, to your soul, to that infinite loving being that you are. And we just want you to honor yourself in this moment for everything that you have done that has brought you to who you are now, and to accept that you are this immense, infinite, magnificent being of light and love. And as you take these several moments just to be with yourself, you can allow your soul to really begin to communicate with you. And as your soul communicates with you, it will bring about that further clarity of not just who you are, but what you are. You are unlimited. You are infinite. And take that energy, take that vibrational frequency, take that belief into everything that you do, because it is your every thought. And you will also find that in allowing yourself to do this, you will do so with a greater sense of calm, a greater sense of peace and tranquility. Because you know, you will have this inner knowing that all will be well, because all is well. Everything that has taken place was a necessary part of the journey of humanity to bring everything to this moment now, and every moment moving forward. And part of this living with greater clarity is also about living in the present moment more. Because as you allow to live in the present moment, your energies will become so much more focused, so much more in a greater alignment with your expanded self. You will be receiving so much more inner information, this inner knowing of what you need to do in every single moment. And that energy is what brings into your environment everything that you need to assist you to expand and connect even further, and allowing that greater expansion into this physical life. Now is the time when you will, in your everyday awakened hours, begin to resonate those frequencies. And you may find that people will comment about that there's something different about you, that you seem more radiant, you seem more positive, you seem to have a real knowing about you and a greater clarity within everything that you are saying because your thoughts are clearer. Your thoughts have a greater resonance and connection with the energy of divine love. So just be aware of how you feel now in this moment. Honor it, cherish it, for this is the energies of your true self. There is so much more that is yet to unfold within this physical existence, and some of those changes are already taking place. But the biggest change is what you bring to this world. So allow yourself to be all that you can. Bring into play the energies of your oversoul, the energies of your expanded self, in the knowledge and knowing that all will be well, because it already is. And with that, my friend, we will say goodbye for now. But remember, life is not a sprint race. It is about allowing that unfoldment and that further unfoldment and that even further unfoldment in the knowledge that you are infinite beings. So there is an infinite amount of growth that you can allow yourself to emanate into this existence. Goodbye, my friends.
Thank you. I love that they said it's not a race, because this morning I got up and I had quite a few things to do, and I just kept hearing in my head, just take it easy, just take things easy, just take your time. And I got everything done, and I actually had extra time. And it's so important that, you know, through that clarity and focusing on one thing at a time, we actually get more done. Thank you, Paul.
Ah, thank you, Jarama.
Yeah. So, talking about our intentions and the power of our thoughts, a daily thing that I think is a really good thing to practice if you're wanting to get a stronger connection to your soul, to your oversoul, and even to your spirit family. Sit quietly and just take a few breaths. Have a pen or your journal or some paper and just ask yourself, what does my soul want me to know today? Or what is the next best step? Just the first next step for me to take. Because by focusing more in the present moment, I think Jarama just said as well, we're much more empowered. And we're not worrying about too many things all at once. And as we're moving into the autumn to fall, it's a beautiful time to just slow everything down, to be more reflective, to spend time with ourselves, because that's where our greatest guidance and wisdom lies, within us. Through raising our self-awareness, through continued self-inquiry, we can just become much more intentional and conscious beings as we continue to build this world on a vibration of love, on a vibration of joy and peace and compassion. So is there anything else you wanted to say, Paul?
I think really to just allow yourself to be guided by the energy of love. It's amazing the difference that can make, the compassion that it creates within us, and the understanding as well that we're all on this journey. We're all on our own individual journey, that also has an interaction with each other. So the more the loving that we can be, the more we can express that frequency, then we're really assisting this change in the greatest way possible.
So, as Paul said, we're trying to grow this channel. So, we would really deeply appreciate leaving in the comments, sharing any of your desires or your dreams to help inspire each other. We'd love to hear you, however long or short those desires or intentions are. Let us know because, you know, getting those comments in helps the algorithms and helps to get it into more souls' awareness. So, what's inspiring you? Did this podcast inspire you at all? But what are your intentions and have they changed? Because we know ours have. And that's important as we evolve and grow. So do our desires, so do our dreams and intentions. So keep journaling, keep reflecting, keep sharing your ideas and those conversations going with those like minded souls.
Yeah, and absolutely. And also to remember that your voice matters. Your energy is what we want to experience, the real you, that loving you.
So enjoy turning your thoughts into things, verbalizing them, getting those out there for the cosmos, for the universe, for the divine to manifest those. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for sharing your ideas with us. We'll be back next month. We may be back before then.
Who knows?
Yeah. So remember, my podcast, The Energetics Update, is now on the Soul to Soul Conversations channel, and I will be sharing guided meditations and visualization things on my Caroline Crawford Spirit of Love. So for now, take all my love from my heart to yours.
And from my heart to yours, that just leaves us to say,
Namaste.
Namaste.